Hi moms and dads. If your kids are anything like mine, summertime means fun, sun, and some injuries too. So joining us today is pediatrician Dr. Alana Levine to tell us how to deal with some of the most common summer ailments. Thank you so much for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
Great to have you. And let's start with one of the most annoying summertime problems, bug bites. Happens to everybody. And I know insect repellents are important, but tell me what we can do at home before we actually go out to keep the bugs away.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is dress your kids in long protective clothing. If you know you're going to be outside in the woods or there are a lot of bugs around a lake, you really want to have them covered. For the areas that aren't covered, you want to use a good insect repellent that has DEET.
Okay.
And different insect repellents have different concentrations of DEET. The DEET that is recommended for kids over 2 months of age is 30% DEET. And if you look at the can of insect repellent, you can see what the percentage is
right at the
on
bottom
the can.
there, I can see from here 30%.
Exactly.
Okay. Now how about also perfumes and things that will attract the bugs?
You really want to stay away from them. Don't put hairspray in your hair before you're going out. You don't want to wear perfumes, anything that's very scented that would attract the bugs.
Okay.
The other important point is a lot of sunscreens come combined with DEET in them for insect repellent. And what you need to realize is that sunscreen needs to be reapplied every 2 hours. DEET should only be applied once. So you really want to avoid those combination sunscreens and insect repellents.
You'll be getting too much.
Exactly.
Okay. No matter what we do, it's inevitable. You're still going to get a bite here and there. What can you do afterwards to treat them, to take the itch away?
Okay, so a really good thing to do is put a little bit of hydrocortisone on. A 1% hydrocortisone will work really well. I wouldn't apply it more than twice a day, but when your child's really scratching at it, it'll help decrease some of the inflammation and the itch.
And how about now another big problem outdoors, poison ivy?
Right. So same rules apply. You want to be covered and well protected, so long clothing. Poison ivy tends to be a little bit more linear. It can blister a little bit. You want to go to the store and get, again, hydrocortisone. And if you put that on twice a day for 5 days, that should actually decrease the symptoms of the poison ivy and make it go away. If you get the poison ivy on your face and you see a lot of swelling, if it's near your eye, at that point you'd want to see your pediatrician or your doctor.
Check it out.
Exactly.
Okay, so I was wondering what you had the card here on the table for, and now I understand, but explain to everyone, how does this help with a bee sting?
Okay, so your child gets stung by a bee and you don't know if the stinger is still left inside. You don't want to just grab at it or poke at it, because if you squeeze the stinger, you can actually squeeze more of the venom into your child.
Oh, good to know.
So a credit card comes in very handy. And if you just slide the credit card across where the bee sting is, back and forth, you may actually lift the stinger out and make your child feel better.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, that's so good to know, because we all have one or two. Okay, tick bites. What do you do if you find a tick on your child? You just brush it away, or?
So if you can just brush it away, that's great. But a lot of the times, if the tick has been on for a little while, it's going to be attached pretty strongly. So what you want to do is, first thing, take a deep breath, don't panic. Second thing is, get a good pair of tweezers and just try to remove the tick. You really want to pull the head out. So you may have to tug a little bit, and that's okay. You won't hurt your child. Just pull that tick out. Some parents will say, should I get it tested to see if it's a deer tick, to see if it has Lyme disease? It's not routinely recommended. If you're one of those people that just needs to know, there are places that will test the tick, but really the most important thing is to just watch your child. You're looking for symptoms of Lyme disease, like a bullseye rash, if they have joint pain, fevers, fatigue. If any of that happens, you can go to your pediatrician.
Okay, we touched on sunburn for just a second in combination with insect repellent, but let's talk about it on its own now. What are we looking for?
Okay, so really with sunscreen, you want to apply the sunscreen a good 30 minutes before your child goes outside. I see all the time parents at the pool lathering on the sunscreen when they first get there. If you can do it at home before you actually go out, that'll be better, because it needs to sink in and it'll work.
Okay.
After swimming, you want to reapply. After 2 hours, reapply, and if your child's out sweating a lot, reapply the sunscreen, because that'll really help protect against sunburn.
Okay, and wear a sun suit.
Exactly. Now there's so much clothing with sun protection in it. You want to look for that sort of clothing. Bathing suits, they have wide brim hats. They're really helpful in preventing your child from getting burned.
And if your child has really fair skin, it just helps. The Coxsackie virus, hand, foot, and mouth disease. Tell everyone who hasn't experienced what it is and what you should look for.
So that's the dreaded summertime illness.
Horrible.
And it causes blisters in the mouth. You can get sores on your palms and the soles of your feet as well. It's caused by a virus, so it needs to go away on its own. Antibiotics aren't going to help a child with it. You can, if your child has a fever, you can use a fever reducer to help with the symptoms,
Okay.
but there's something called Magic Mouthwash, which really does the trick in terms of the sores in the mouth. And it's a combination of liquid Maalox and liquid Benadryl.
Okay.
If you mix it in a 1-to-1 ratio, shake it up, and then depending on the age of your child, you can have them swish and spit, gargle and spit. If they're too young to do that, you can just take some on a Q-tip and dab it on their mouth, and it really helps numb the pain of the blisters.
Dr. Levine, you have helped us out for the entire summer. Thank you so much for coming in.
It's a
Really
pleasure.
appreciate it. And we would like to hear from you, so send us an email to ideas@parents.tv. We'll see you soon.